In nomine Dinastri Satanae Luciferi Excelsi, Egio Satanus. It is your favorite Dark Sorcerer here, Angelus, son of Abaddon, and I'd like to welcome you to this channel of Dark Sorcery, and this particular one is my channel, thanks to Alfredo Martinez and D.H. Thorne. Now, tonight, something I've been kind of contemplating on since last night. Now, over the last couple of days, I've been contacted by an individual claiming to be a part of a certain organization, putting forth a lot of knowledge or a lot of things that go along with that particular path, and then blocking and running. Okay. And then recently with another individual who's been sending links about a path working that I've been doing for over a year now. Okay. An organization that I'm affiliated with. Okay, because I like their views. I like their system of magic. It's quite powerful and potent and original within the truest forms of the old methodologies of beings. More so, I like their structure, I should say, and it kind of got me thinking about the Witch's Creed, but also the 9 Noble Virtues and how they are similar in nature. Hello, Salute 367. Now, we all know that the Witch's Creed or the Witch's Oath is made up of 5 things: to know, to dare, to will, to keep silent, and to go forth. Okay. Now, these things have a particular understanding and methodology behind them. To know, it means a lot of things: to know thyself, to know thy craft, and to dare means to go out and to do things and to dare to step foot into areas of sorcery, such as black magic, white magic, or whatever, and apply it, experiment with it, and to utilize it for your own needs. To will it to happen is a method that is put forth to will the change and the currents, not only within yourself, but outside of you, to bend reality to the practitioner's will. Okay. And to keep silent about your own workings so that it's not interrupted or hindered in any way by outside forces, those who are jealous or butthurt, or perhaps even trying to prevent you out of spite from getting ahead in the world. And then to go forth is to actually apply it to your life and to make stuff happen. Okay. And to see your own personal growth within that particular arena. All right. That's the Witch's Creed. It's the Witch's Oath, the Witch's Pyramid, known as the same exact things. Okay. E.A. Coetting actually spoke on the Witch's Oath, or the Oath of the Sorcerer. Hey, Seeking Serpent 6. Welcome to the channel. Now, because I've been doing a lot of contemplation and a lot of thinking on this since last night and everything that's been going on, I just wanted to take a moment and discuss the 9 noble virtues with you. Okay. The first one is courage. Okay. And I guess you could say that this is the same thing as to dare. Okay. To dare is to dare to do something that would go against, say, for example, community standards, something that they would think of as dangerous or immoral. Okay. Something like, say, practicing black magic, the dark arts. Okay, things like working with necromancy or demonolatry. Okay, things that the right hand path would consider dangerous and deadly. Things of working with the devil, therefore you are evil and need to be shunned. Okay, so having that fish mentality of going against the swarm and going upriver rather than down is a very good thing. So basically, courage is more like I face my fears and defend my family and kindred from all dangers. Okay, so in that way, it is the same thing as to dare, because you dare to defend your family. You dare to defend your coven. Okay, your kindred, those who you consider close to yourself. So in a manner of speaking, you are daring to do something. Discipline. I do what is necessary and right in my own accord without bribe or threat. Okay, this is basically considered to know what needs to be done, to act upon it in a way of willingness to take those steps. Um, Fidelity. I am true to my family, friends, kindred, and those whom I pledge my service. Okay, the witch's creed in general, the witch's pyramid is taking that oath of service to the gods and goddesses, to those of angels or demons, no matter, or the Loa or the Ugan, Saint Death herself, whatever practice you get into. It is a method of giving your oath. It's the same thing as doing a blood pact, a demonic pact, an infernal pact, or even a making a deal with an entity. You need to uphold that deal. That how should I say this? That oath, because it's a two-way streak. Like if you're working with demons, the demerge, your pact that you make with a demon, such as say Beelzebub or Astaroth, you know, it's held to a standard. Okay, they're going to uphold theirs. You got to uphold yours. And Lucifer's Raphael, who is the infernal pact maker and scribe, would be the one to archive that pact to make sure that it's not only legally binding, but that both parties are not only happy with what was put into it, but make sure that it's followed through with. Okay, it's the exact same thing in a legal court of law. If you make a pact and you break that pact, you are basically breaking your oath, and no one's going to want to deal with you. Okay, especially a spirit or demon, angel, or some form of entity. Hey, Ethan. Now, honor. I stand by my oaths and honor my ancestors in keeping my name pure among kindred. Okay, keeping your name pure and honoring your word is a great way within an image. Okay, the image of a sorcerer, a sorceress, a witch, a necromancer, or a wizard. Whatever path you're on, it is a great method to present yourself in an honorable manner. Okay. For an example, as an elder amongst a path working, like say a priest or priestesses, okay, it's something that you really want to present yourself. It's how you act, how you represent, how you speak within a community fashion, okay, how you dress, okay. Now, a lot of people, especially those of the right hand path, would recommend wearing a suit. You know, if you are a JCI member, you really want to act a certain way in public. It's basically representing your church, your assembly. Okay. Whereas in a witchcraft coven, your knowledge and reputation is upheld within the works you put forth. Okay. Are you a teacher? Are you a minister that counsels and pays attention to your flock? Same exact thing. Okay. It's a matter of honor, it's a matter of integrity. Okay. Industriousness. I take my labor, I take joy in my labor and hold nothing back from the work I pledge to do. Okay. In this case, to go forth and actually act on what you've taken the oath to do. Okay, when you make a pact and you want to say, let's say for an example, you want to go forth and utilize your particular skill set. Let's say for an example, you're great at writing essays or you're great at art, okay, drawing, perhaps even writing music, okay. A great way to provide for yourself, your family, and your flock, or in this case, your coven, okay, your community, is to preside over your work. You know, you're doing the work yourself so that your community doesn't have to provide for you. Okay, you're doing it for yourself. It would be like somebody on, say, for an example, Social Security disability, just sitting back and doing nothing. Their community and the government is basically taking care of you. So if you're able to work, even if it's part time, it's that 50-50 type thing where you're taking care of each other. Okay. That's what it means, insidiousness, in industriousness, rather, to go forth and put the work forth so that you're not dependent upon anyone else. Okay. Self reliance. I learn and grow strong so that I may earn my way in the world and be no burden to others. Okay. This is something that falls under a lot of different classifications within the Witch's Creed. Number one, to know. Okay. To dare and to will. Okay. But to keep silent. Okay, and to go forth. Number one, you're learning the root working that you're in. It doesn't matter if it's your job, your place of employment. It doesn't matter if it's a relationship. It doesn't matter if it's in your craft. You're learning to go forth within a form of self reliance, doing the work yourself that you're pledging to do. Okay, if you're being entrusted with that position, like say for an example, if you are an adept, you're going to be held at that position. Okay, you're going to be entrusted to learn on your own, to be self-reliant, self-motivated, so that you're not going to be a burden to others. All right. And it's also a form of willingness to do what is necessary so that you don't have to keep bugging somebody. Hey, what do you think about this? What do you know about this? Okay. It's the willingness to go forth, to know what you're doing, and to understand that it is about you as the individual, your self growth, your self evolution. So, therefore, to keep silent upon what you're doing is a form of growth because of the fact that by keeping silent upon your rituals and your rites, you're getting these things put out there so that your will is being bent to make it reality. You're going forth through all of this, not holding back on anything that you're doing. So, again, like I said, self reliance is a very good thing within the Witch's Creed. It's another form of lesson within the Witch's Creed. And then truth. Okay. I seek the truth even when it may be a hard truth. I speak true words or stand in silence, and I defend the truth from those who do not honor it. Okay? Now, I found this one very, very interesting. Okay. Now, everybody has their own version of the truth. Okay. This is no secret, but there are a few people who will try to manipulate a truth into a state of falsity. These individuals normally don't have the honor or integrity to actually put forth the actual gnosis of, say, for an example, the beings. They'll poke fun at it, or they'll give you half truth. They won't admit to being wrong. They can't admit to being wrong because it's a matter of ego. So when you see something that is untruthful, something that is being tarnished, to dare to speak up is something that is very, very good because you're setting that record straight. You're getting out there, you're willing to step up and put yourself in the limelight and say, hey, I'm not afraid to be the bad guy. Okay. I'm not afraid to speak up when I hear something that's been tarnished or something that is falsely represented. Okay. A sorcerer is no different. Okay. A sorcerer will speak up. A sorceress will sit there and say, hey, this is not right. Okay. I dare to speak up and say, hey, you're speaking of, say, for an example, the Dralith, saying that there's only two kinds. Well, guess what? This scroll says that there are three aspects of them. Okay. Or that, say, for an example, the Canaanites are not associated with the Chaldeans. Well, we both know that history and mythological speaking, from both historical and biblical accounts, not just mythological through Ditas, show that they are one and the same, with Beirut being their capital city in modern day, Lebanon. Okay? You see what I mean? Truth, stepping up and being that bad guy, being willing to put on that bad guy badge and stating, hey, what you're saying is incorrect. I'm going to correct you on this and say this, and this go along with what you're saying, but you got to see the entire truth. Okay. Not just from a deitist point of view or a religious point of view, but from a historical and mythological viewpoint and standpoint. Okay. So in this case, the attributes of the witch's creed and the nine noble virtues held in regard by Wiccans and pagans really does play a huge part in our oath as sorcerers and sorceresses. But it also befalls many different aspects, not just these. Exactly, Ethan. The devil is in the details. Well said. Very well said. So I've been really thinking about this because certain individuals that I commune with have been under fire lately, and I've been being drug into certain arguments, and it's not just me these individuals are trying to bring into play. There's also others, and it's like, number one, it's not about your drama. It's about the arts and practices. It's about upholding yourself as an elder, as a practitioner in the limelight, and how you want to be seen. How do you want to be remembered? Do you want to be somebody that's fair, somebody that's knowledgeable, somebody who's actually succeeded in mastering the occult and dark arts, okay, or any form of mystical or magical traditions, okay? How do you want to be seen? Do you want to be seen as a childish individual, or do you want to be seen as somebody that's honorable, respected, okay? And I've seen a lot of people, I've had a lot of people too come to me and say, hey, I love what you do. I like what how you represent yourself and how you represent the occult community, the knowledge that you share. I want to thank you for doing that. Well, number one, these individuals who like what I do are following me because of my reputation. They're representing myself by showing me and sharing my work with other people. The same can be said with Alfredo Martinez and D.H. Thorne, Carrie Darkstar as well, because these individuals are out there. They're showing their work. They're showing you the different methods. They're teaching you everything you need to know, or things that will help benefit you within your chosen profession. Okay, your root work and your passion. Okay, this is something that is considered to be an elder within their field. Okay, they're showing you that they've taken the role of leadership. Okay, they've taken the witch's creed, the nine noble virtues, and they've combined them to the point they're applying it to their life. They're going forth and manifesting the will by teaching you, guiding you, just like myself. And personally, that's why I support Dark Sorcery. Okay? That's why I support this channel. That's why I support the group and Alfredo's work, his dream. There's very few organizations that I would put my weight behind. The Mazadar Cabal is one of them. Dark Sorcery is another. My own order. Okay? Very few organizations are actually stepping up to be leaders, putting the work forth. And this is something that I respect. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own viewpoint. As you said, Ethan. Okay? Prime example, the devil is in the details. Okay? But it's how you represent yourself that matters. This is what the public remembers. This is what they see. And while we're living in a century, an eon that is about questioning everything, you're separating the true ideologies from the fake. But more importantly, you're representing the arts, the philosophies, and the religions as they truly are, not to where others put into the category of fear, doubts, and adversities. People tend to believe what they're told. They don't tend to do their own research. This is, in my opinion, my personal opinion, due to the JCI. Okay? Their structure of do as we tell you, not as we do. Okay? Everything's been watered down. Things have been brainwashed to the point where their way is the only way and everybody else is wrong. But that's why they're always feuding amongst themselves and with others. Prime example is with the Islamic states right now and what's going on in their personal countries. You look at the Bible Belt, okay? Those of us who have actually lived in the Bible Belt knows how hard it is to actually be what we are, because you get threats, you get all this other stuff, and most of the time it's by the church and those who go to the parishes that are in the legal setting. But those who are not afraid to put their lives on the line, those who are not afraid to speak out, go by the witch's creed. They've taken the oath to stand up for what is right. They've taken the oath to present the arts and to practice the arts to the fullest, to represent them. Not only as Christopher Penziak so colorfully detailed them in three categories: a science, a religion, and a philosophy, which is what they are. not what people are told that it is. Again, setting aside fallacies and speaking on actual practices, truth. And this is what I like about Dark Sorcery. We have like minded people that have come together to teach, to share our experiences, our knowledge. So while I was going over this stuff, I felt the need to speak on it. I even spent over an hour, or just about an hour, in my altar room meditating. Some images were shown, which I'm not going to get into right now because I don't think it has any weight upon this particular type of video, but I think it has something to do with what I'm getting ready to go into, things that I'm currently working on. So I got to figure that one out. But I did want to share with you the similarities between the nine noble virtues and that of the Witch's Creed. You can Google this stuff on Google. You can find it in just about any witchcraft book. Different practitioners have different perspectives on rules, regulations, and laws of what witchcraft is, what sorcery is. You know, so take it as you will. You know, it is up to you as the practitioner. I can only show you things from my own personal perception. All right. So I hope this has been intellectual. I hope it's been enlightening. If you have any questions, feel free to post it here or to get in touch with me through Messenger on Facebook. I'll always make myself available to the public. And have a good night. And until next time, I will see you next week because I figure this week I'll do one video since I accidentally did 3 videos, last week, and I was only asked to do 2 a week, so I ended up doing 3 last week. So I figure I'll just do 1 this week. All right, yeah, I'll make up for last week. You see, that's what setting things right means. When you've accidentally done something wrong, it's taking responsibility. So you're welcome, Seeking Serpent. And Salute 367, you are welcome. All right. Have a good night. And Agios Satanis, my friends.